Okay. Good morning, students. Welcome to second year department. ఎట్లున్నారు? I hope you and your family all are in a safe and safe zone. Okay. In last class we are discussed about collection of blood samples అంటే how to collect blood samples అంటే different types of blood, whole blood, serum, plasma, like that, and what are the methods of collection of blood. That is by using syringe, by using vacuum tubes, that is collecting of venous blood, collecting of capillary blood like heel prick method, finger prick methods we are discussed in last class. Today also I am discussing about anticoagulants, that is in clinical pathology, that is third unit pathology subject. Okay, anticoagulants. Already you know what is coagulation, what is anticoagulant. To prevent blood clot we are using anticoagulants. When we draw the blood, immediately the blood will become clot, but sometimes we need anticoagulant blood. Because of that one we are using anticoagulants to prevent the blood clotting. Okay, now anticoagulants. Blood coagulates when withdrawn from the vessel, and anticoagulants are used to prevent blood from clotting. Commonly used anticoagulants. Okay, what is coagulation? Coagulation means blood clotting. Immediately when we draw the blood will become draw the blood from the vessel, the blood will become clot. To prevent blood clotting we need anticoagulants to prevent that one. Okay, blood coagulants with the withdrawn from the vessel, and anticoagulants are used to prevent blood from clotting. What are the commonly used anticoagulants? Are calcium chelating agents. These anticoagulants act by binding to calcium present in the blood. Since calcium is essential for many of these steps in the clotting mechanism, chelation of calcium prevents clotting. What is chelation? That is removal. Okay, calcium chelating agents, they will remove the calcium from the blood or calcium present in the blood. Okay, what is calcium chelating agents? These anticoagulants act by binding to calcium present in the blood. Since calcium essential for many of the steps in the clotting mechanism, chelation of calcium prevents clotting. Chelation means removal. Then EDTA, that is ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, that is EDTA. You are well known about EDTA. In collection of blood samples also, that purple color top of the tube indicates that tubes contains EDTA. That is an anticoagulant. Okay, what are the advantages of ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid or EDTA? Advantages: EDTA preserves morphology of the blood cells up to 3 hours and cell counts up to 12 hours after collection of the blood. Okay, when we collect the blood, after collection of the blood in EDTA tube, the EDTA tube preserves the morphology of the cells up to 3 hours after collecting the blood, and cell counts up to 12 hours after collection of the blood. This is the advantages of EDTA. When we collect the blood, the EDTA preserve the morphology of the blood cells up to 3 hours and 12 hours of cell count after collection of the blood. What are the disadvantages? It is not suitable for coagulation studies. Yes, it is anticoagulation studies. This is not recommended, and this is not suitable for coagulation studies. Like coagulation studies అంటే మనకు serum creatinine, like that bilirubin levels. When we are collecting bilirubin, serum creatinine, we are using without the tube containing without anticoagulants. Okay, uses: it is the anticoagulant for choice for all cell counts and peripheral smears. Okay, it is, and okay, you already know In all clinical side, we are using EDTA as an anticoagulant solution to collect the blood sample. Now, what are the advantages? Advantages are when we collect the blood, the EDTA tubes preserves morphology of cells up to 3 hours and cell count up to 12 hours. Disadvantage, it is not suitable for coagulation studies because it is an anticoagulant. Uses, it is the anticoagulant for choice for all cell counts and peripheral smear. This is about EDTA, ethylene diamino tetraesteric acid. Okay, these are the EDTA tubes. The tube is having purple color top. Then axillate. Okay, when I am working in clinical side, I know about axillate. It is an anticoagulant crystals form, but nowadays axillate is not using in clinical side. These heparin, EDTA bottles, they are using as an anticoagulant to collect the blood. Axillate. Axillate lo potassium axillate and double axillate. Potassium axillate. Potassium axillate stings RBCs and ammonium axillate causes swelling of RBCs. Okay. This potassium axillate is not recommended for hematological investigations because when we using this potassium axillate, the potassium axillate stings RBCs and ammonium axillate causes swelling of the RBCs. Because of that reason, they are not recommended for hematological investigations. Double axillate. Okay, what is double axillate? This double axillate containing potassium axillate and ammonium axillate. Potassium axillate stings RBCs and ammonium axillate causes swelling of the RBCs. Double axillate ante mixture of both potassium axillate and ammonium axillate. That is 2 parts of potassium axillate and 3 parts of ammonium axillate is called double axillate. Nowadays they are not used. Double axillate to balance the shrinking effect of potassium axillate and the swelling effect of ammonium axillate. The two are combined in a mixture in the ratio of 2 parts of potassium axillate to 3 parts of ammonium axillate. Nowadays they are not used. Okay, what is axillate? Axillate is an anticoagulant, but axillate is potassium axillate and ammonium axillate, but the potassium shrinks the red blood cells and ammonium axillate causes swelling of RBCs. Because of this reason, the both are mixed and used. That is called double axillate. That is 2 parts of 2 parts of potassium axillate and 3 parts of ammonium axillate. But nowadays this axillate is not recommended and not used. Then sodium citrate. Since it is used as a liquid which results in dilution of cellular elements, it is not suitable for cell counts and hemoglobin estimation. Okay, sodium citrate also anticoagulant, but this sodium citrate is not used for cell count, hemoglobin and hemoglobin estimations. Uses coagulation studies, erythrosedimentation rate by Westergen method, then blood bank. Citrate phosphate dextrose adenine used as anticoagulant, that is a CPDA. Citrate phosphate dextrose adenine used in as anticoagulant in blood banks. Then sodium fluoride. Okay, what is sodium citrate? Sodium citrate is an anticoagulant, but this sodium citrate is we are not used in for cell counts and hemoglobin estimation. What are the uses of sodium citrate? Means coagulation studies, for ESR estimation in blood bank. We are using citrate phosphate dextrose adenine, phosphate dextrose adenine, that is CDPA used as anticoagulant. Then another anticoagulant is sodium fluoride. Yesterday different colored tops, that is black color, green color, purple color colors tubes are there to collect one color having sodium fluoride, one color having heparin, one color is having EDTA like purple colors. Different types of tubes they are containing these anticoagulants. but we are very carefully to collect the when we are collecting the blood sample, then after collecting the blood sample we have to drawn up that blood into the tube. But what is the nurse's responsibility means we have to check what type of anticoagulant that is having, either it is EDTA bottle, either it is heparin bottle, either it is sodium, it is containing sodium fluoride, otherwise we have going to add any oxalate crystals. Like that, based on our investigations we have to take this anticoagulant tubes. Otherwise in our hospital what are the anticoagulant tubes available, we have to collect that one as advised by the doctors and as advised by availability of the anticoagulants suitable to our blood sample. Okay. Sodium fluoride act as an anti-glycolytic agent which inhibits the glucose used by the blood cells. It is used for the estimation of blood sugar. Okay, for blood sugar we need anticoagulant sample. Okay, sodium fluoride is anticoagulant. Sodium fluoride act as an anti-glycolytic agent which inhibits the glucose by the blood cells. It is used for the estimation of blood sugar. Okay, sodium fluoride anticoagulant is used for estimation of the blood sugar levels. Okay, then heparin cardiology ward at clinical setting we are using heparin tubes. Okay, what is heparin? Is anticoagulant. Heparin is used when almost instantaneous, that immediate is instantaneous is required, and for immediately that heparin is available in our hospital always, but heparin is used in when almost immediate period or immediate time when required. Okay, disadvantages. What is heparin? What is the advantage? And heparin is used when almost instantaneous is required. Disadvantages. Expensive. Yes. Sorry. Expensive. Heparin is very expensive, causes clumping of platelets and leukocytes, so it is not used for automated cell counters. Then disadvantages: expensive, causes clumping of platelets and leukocytes. Okay, so it should not be used for automated cell counters. Imparts bluish discoloration to the background of peripheral blood smears, prevents coagulation, limited period of time, and its effectively slowly disappears. Okay, disadvantages ante it is very expensive, then causes clumping of platelets and leukocytes, so it should not be used for automated cell counters. Imparts bluish discoloration of the background of peripheral blood smears. It's impart bluish discoloration to the background of peripheral blood smears, prevents coagulation for only a limited period of time, and its effect slowly disappears. Here, prevents coagulation for only a limited period of time. For only a limited, here for and only there is no space. Students, please understand this line. Prevents coagulation for only a limited period of time, and its effect slowly disappears. Okay, disadvantages. Heparin is we are using heparin is an anticoagulant, but disadvantage, it is very expensive. Because of expensive, heparin is not used like EDTA bottles, causes clumping of platelets and leukocytes, so it should not be used for automated cell counters. Then imparts bluish discoloration of the background of peripheral blood smears, prevents coagulation for only a limited period of time, and its effects slowly disappears. Uses of heparin. osmotic fragility test done for diagnosis of hereditary spherocytes. Yesterday we are discussed osmotic fragility means to detect any diseases like thalassemias like that. Red cell enzyme studies like GRPD deficiencies, electrolyte estimation, arterial blood gas analysis. Osmotic fragility test like to detect any hereditary diseases, red cell enzyme like GRPD, any deficiencies, electrolyte estimation, arterial blood gas estimation. We are using heparin. Okay. Thank you, children. This is the topic. Today we are discussed about anticoagulant. What is an anticoagulant? When we need anticoagulant blood, normally when we draw the blood from venous, immediately the blood will become clot, but we need anticoagulant to prevent blood clotting. Or different types of anticoagulants we are discussed, like EDTA. This EDTA is commonly used anticoagulant. Then heparin, like that, sodium citrate, heparin like that. Heparin is expensive. Okay, what is heparin ante osmotic fragility test, red cell count, electrolyte estimation and arterial blood gas analysis. We are using this heparin. Okay, thank you, children. This is about anticoagulants. Okay, stay safe and stay home and stay safe. Once again, thank you. Don't afraid about pathology. Only simple topics. Simple ga daily oka chinna topic e cheptu unnamu. Tomorrow we will discuss about hemoglobin estimation. You read and ready to listen the class.